welcome to my channel. Let's learn the algorithm together. Today, let's take a look at the 217 content duplicates. And we'll be given an integer array numbers and return true if any value appears at least twice in array, and return false if every element is distinct. Alright, so now take a look at the first example. Like we have the numbers 1, 2, 3, and 1. And of course, first we will just go through the whole array. And then we find there's a duplicate numbers 1, so we definitely need to return true. And next one is like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and of course there's no duplicate, we return false. And we see another example is like we have 1, 1, 1, 3, 3, 4, 3, 2, 4, 2. And then we definitely find there are so many duplicate numbers, so we definitely return true. And now I'm thinking like how we solve this problem. First of all, we definitely need to like go through the whole array. And then probably we can construct a map like to help us to do the count, right? For example, like when we are go through this array, we see like the number is 1, we can start counting. So the key value is the number and the value is just the count. And for example, like we go through the first 3 and then we count there 3. So anyway, actually, if we are going through, for example, when we are go through the second one, it already count to 2, right? It means that like we can, if the count is larger than 2, we definitely can return true already, because any of the numbers are duplicates, we definitely can return true already. But if we go through the whole array, for example, the worst case, just like the second example 2, like 1, 2, 3, 4, nothing duplicate, we can just like when we are looping the array, and if nothing, then there's no count greater than 2. When we out of the looping, we can just return false, means that we didn't find any like duplicate numbers. So probably for this way is how I solve the problem. And we can say that, let me make it smaller. So the time complexity for this problem could be like O(n), because like if there's no duplicate, we definitely like go through the whole array, all the numbers, and the n means the number of the in the array. And how about space? Because we use a map to help us, like, right? And it means that the space complexity is the also like O(n), because if everyone is just occurs one time, we still have to put it in the map. So when we are looping the array, we need to update the map. So once the count is greater than 2, we can just return true. And this is what coming into my mind, and probably is the brute force way. And any improvement, now I'm thinking that how many numbers, the numbers, whether are Alright, so the numbers could be like these numbers, because when we are talking about using a map, we can also say that we can probably use a array as a map to save the space, right? But now the point is like, why we can use array as a map is because we are using the index as the numbers. But the numbers is like 10, 9. That's impossible for the index, so we cannot think about this way now. And other improvements, so we're using a map, and why not we use a map? Probably we can just use a hash set, like a set. Why? Because the property of the set, it means that all the elements just occurred for only one time. So if the set already contains the numbers, right, when we are looping it, we can just return false. But else, if not contains it, we can just put the number into the set. And after all this, we just return false. I mean here is, if it contains that, we return true because we find anything duplicate, right? So now instead of using a map to help us to count, why not just use set? Because anyone just occurs like twice, we definitely means that there's a duplicate numbers. And the time and space complexity are still the same as the previous one, because we have to go through all the numbers in the array, and also the worst case is that there's no duplicate. And any other improvement, I'm thinking that, like, yeah, there's no way that we can improve on space and as well as the time. So I believe that's how I will solve this problem. I'm using a set now. Now let's move to the coding part. So first of all, I will initialize a set, and which can put integer into it, and we use a hash set to implement it. And then when we are looping the numbers, if the set contains this number, we can just return false. Return true. My bad. Else, probably not else, just set adds number into it. After all this, we can return false, means that we don't find any duplicate. And probably we already set, yeah, the numbers, we at least have one numbers into it. And now let's run it. Cool, so all the test case pass. Let's submit it. Great. So I believe this is how I solve this problem using a set, because set 8 won't allow any duplicate numbers into it. And that's it. If you learned something from this video, please give me a thumbs up. That would be great encouragement for me. And thanks for watching. See you at next video. Bye.